Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The edited version of the video that you just saw is of an incident that is said to have taken place in a Waterhouse, White Lane, Mascot to be specific. Don't know the intricate details. All I know is a drive-by. All I know, somebody was taken out. Don't have any sorts of name. As soon as I get some more intricate details, I'll be sure to divulge ASAP. All I know, an sad day in a Jamaica in one of those garrisons. It seems as if the bloodletting will never stop. Point blank and period.
Right her yard gate, she go very technical. And by she could come over, bus the car down, on blue bus and by bus the car down, the bus just gone. And when the bus man gone, we carry the body, me and her come. When we come and land in town here, so them say she dead. Then all of a sudden police come, everybody come, and they take the body come out at the police station and so. And when they check our police station, we just see Witter come, and Witter just take the body and gone. And nobody at all can go around there. Mother and father, nobody by right. The thing said we are the one who's supposed to say if they go Witter, if they go whatever at all. We think that we are not the one there to give them that the permission there. We don't even have a chance to see her at all.
So the next thing that is popping in the news, and this is based off the audio that you just heard, is of an incident that took place on the Kemps Hill main road that is in Clarendon, where it is confirmed that a 13-year-old girl going to school or leaving from school, Marla Richards, was taken out, lit down by some sorts of bus, some sorts of van. So the audio that you just heard is of the aunt of Marla Richards. Her name is Jessica Edwards. She is explaining everything that happened, everything that transpired on that unfortunate day. And bad enough that little child lost her life, it is a sequence of even more unfortunate events that took place after that. Because it seems as if the person that was driving that vehicle in which lit down that little girl, took her to the afterlife, was the son of a popo. So persons are saying that it seems as if the popo is trying to cover up. Not only did this little girl lose her life, the family seems as if they are not going to get any sorts of justice because the person associated with that taking away of that little girl is the son of a popo. So people, I want you to take a listen, take a look at exactly what the rest of the family had to say when they went to the hospital, the thing that they experienced. Take a listen, take a look.
Police on little girl. Police on little girl. Police on little girl. Yeah.
Holy water.
And then I want to tell you, me a video this. Me a video this. I'm mad. They know nobody see. Watch out.
So people, like you heard the aunt said in the first part of this video, she find the action of the popo very strange. In the fact that the family could not get to see the child. In the fact that the popo just turned over the child's body to some sorts of family home without giving the family an option in where they want the body of their deceased to go. And again, we hear other residents, other family members saying this. When they went to the hospital, what they experienced. So it seems, or it is more obvious, that the popo was not concerned with the fact that this family lost a young child. This family is traumatized. They were more concerned about covering up for the son of a popo. So therefore, they are going to defend their own, even when a child that is 13-year-old, unfortunately, loses her life. People, this just shows you the corruption that exists in Jamaica and what is even worse. A lot of times I hear that these popo, they are working with specific funeral homes, so therefore whenever them take out anybody or anybody lose their life, they call a specific funeral home, so therefore it seems as if there is some sort of kickback. People, this is a sad state of affairs in Jamaica, and this is yet an next proof. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called the sins of the father can come back and haunt the child. Maybe about 8 months, less than a year ago or so, an 8-year-old child, Her name was Danielle Rowe. She was taken away from the Brayton Primary School that is in St. Catherine, that is in Portmore. She was taken away. The body was found later with the throat bust. She was rushed to the hospital by a soldier. However, she succumbed to her injury. After that incident, unfortunately for that same soldier that took her to the hospital, he died in a very controversial circumstance. It is even said the controversy continued wherein the father went to the hospital and then he just disappeared. Persons were wondering, persons were pondering if the father had anything to do with it. However, a couple of days later, they arrested a young lady. Her name is Coyote Satchel. She is a dental assistant. She was a person of interest and maybe the sole suspect. She was arrested, she was charged, and she pled guilty, and she is awaiting sentence. Like I told you, there's a whole bunch of mix-up and passa as it pertains to that. The soldier that took Daniel to the hospital, he would later lose his life under questionable circumstance. At the final send-off of Daniel, there was some controversy with the auntie, some sorts of mix-up and passa. That child did not even get a good rest in peace. So bad enough, this little child lost her life in a very disturbing, despicable way. There was a whole bunch of drama with the final send-off, the person that took her to the hospital. What is even more mix-up and passa is the circumstance or the motive why this child lost her life. Based on information that is out there, it is said that the father, who happened to be a po-po, him show up, he went to the hospital, he got missing. He was in some sort of relationship with a young lady after he realized that he had AIDS. As a matter of fact, the mother of the child knew. She was the one that used to take him to the hospital. She is AIDS negative. She knew that he had that, so therefore they had separated for some sorts of reason. However, this officer was still out there spreading the AIDS. So that is why the suspect in this case went for that child, because she was ticked off. Now, because of the fact that this lady, Satchel, always accompanied the father of that child, when she went to the school to pick up that child, the school did not ask any sorts of question, because she specifically asked for that child by the middle name. Remember, her name is Ro, the middle name is April. The mother said in an interview with TVJ, is only she, the father, and a third person knew that child's middle name, which would happen to be the suspect. So that's why the child was given to that lady, and that is why that lady went to the school with some sorts of hard trifle mask up, took away the child, and then bust the child's throat and fling the child's body in some sorts of abandoned building when she was found by that soldier that I told you lost her life. So that is why I say sometimes the sins of the father comes back and it haunts the child, because that father knew that he was AIDS positive. He spread it to this lady. She was ticked off. It is also said that he had other relationship with other persons out there. So that is why when the father went to the hospital, he disappeared, because he knew that he was guilty of something. He might have been the reason that ticked this lady off to take away his own child. Not to say that it is justified, but me just give the motive. So at the end of the day, this is a very sad, tragic situation. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called, this is the reason why the JCF have changed their protocol as it pertains to persons who are suspect, dons, and wanted gunmen in Jamaica. They realize that a lot of times is either the prosecution drop the ball, is either the judge give these repeat offenders bail and send them back on the street to do the same thing. So therefore, the Pope have now resorted to some sorts of special operation in which these persons are fatally arrested. Some sorts of DEATH warrant was signed, and the Pope go for them and take them out. I am going to give you a case study. A little while back in a place called Regent Avenue, Regent Courts, a young man, Jerome Harris, lost his life. Based on the information, it is said that Jerome was standing by some sorts of cook shop when he was approached by a group of men who blazed him up several times, riddled the body. A couple of days later, a young man, his name is Ian Somerville, known as Bojo, he was arrested. Bojo was in jail for a little while. The case went to court. The case was called up in the circuit court for the big case, them all sorts of gun crimes. Based on report, it is said that the key witness that saw everything in intricate details, he had given the main investigator a report, signed and sealed. He had told the prosecutor that yes, he saw everything with his own two eyes, and he is going to be the key witness. That man, Bojo Ian Somerville, had hired two big lawyers. They were prepared for a trial. However, when the case went to court the other day, it seems as if the prosecutor decides, listen, we will go no further with this case. I have no further evidence. The defense lawyers did not even have to submit any sorts of no case submission. The case was thrown out based on the fact that the prosecutor had no evidence. His witness withdrew. His witness said that, listen, me can't remember nothing. As a matter of fact, he denied even giving some sorts of statement to the poor. So therefore, Mr. Somerville, Bojo walked straight out of the court. So Mr. Bojo is now a free man. He will be on the street to continue the same thing that he has already done. Repeat, all sorts of KILLINGS. Hopefully for this witness, he won't be Bojo's first victim. So that is why we see the poor resorts to being the judge, the jury, and more specifically, the executioners in all of these special operations. And we cannot blame them because the system is failing, the witness is failing, the whole everything in Jamaica is just an epic failure. And people are DEADING on a daily basis. And as controversial as it sounds, desperate times calls for desperate measures. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Man a Plan, God a Wipe Out. I am speaking about an incident that took place in a Spalding. Spalding is in Manchester, the Clarendon area. Based on the information, it is said that the bar owner, who happens to be a licensed firearm holder, was at his home just chilling when he was alerted to some sorts of CCTV inconsistency. He realized that his premises was being infiltrated by some people that were not supposed to be there, especially at 3 a.m. in the morning, crack of dawning. He then rushed down to the premises, which would have been the scene of a crime to take place, where it is said that he was confronted by one of those men that was in the vehicle. The bar owner maybe has his tool in his hand, wheel and pop off, blaze up some can, hitting one of those persons. It is said that the two other persons take for themselves. Now, people, I don't know if you've noticed, whenever there's any sorts of confrontation with licensed firearm holder and gunmen or po and gunmen, it seems as if the gunmen are always on the SHITTY end of the stick. And the reason being, the po, they are professionally trained. As it pertains to licensed firearm holder, they are also trained. That means that them go at the range. As it pertains to these criminal elements, they always seem to find themselves in a very bad predicament at a disadvantageous situation. So therefore, them lose them life, and justifiably so. So hopefully the other two suspects that went on the mission after hearing or seeing the demise of their own friend, their Kumbolo, some sorts of bulb is going to pop up in them heads, and they're going to realize that look how we were planning. However, it seems as if God was wiping out. Justice or karma came and it haunted us in the worstest way. Maybe they might change their mind, or maybe they might just chill for a few. More than likely, that is going to be what is going to happen, and then rally back. However, like I said, the law of possibility and probability and karma, it is always going to catch up to you. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. And last but not least, please subscribe to my next channel. It is called Jamaica Dancehall Source. I'll be pinning the link to that channel in the description of this video. Bless up.